London, 1666, a city of narrow streets, crowded homes and wooden buildings. It was a time of great change, but also a time of great danger. On September 2nd, something terrible was about to happen: the Great Fire of London. But how did it start, and how did it change the city forever? Let's take a look at the timeline of this devastating event. Early in the morning on September 2nd, the fire started in a bakery on Pudding Lane. The bakery's oven was the source, and it quickly spread to nearby buildings. The baker, Thomas Fariner, tried to put it out, but the fire spread too fast. At the time, London was a city made up mostly of timber-framed buildings with thatched roofs. A fire in a city like this could spread in the blink of an eye. By midday, the fire was out of control. Strong winds pushed the flames across the city, and soon it was burning out of control in all directions. People tried to stop it using buckets of water, but the fire was just too strong. There were no fire engines back then, and the firefighting methods were primitive. By the evening of September 3rd, the fire had spread across the city, moving toward the heart of London. In just 24 hours, it had destroyed hundreds of buildings. The fire was now unstoppable. The most famous building to fall victim to the flames was St. Paul's Cathedral. Its wooden parts burned, and the magnificent dome collapsed. It was a symbol of the city, and its loss was devastating. By September 4th, the city had no choice but to destroy even more buildings to try to stop the fire. People used pickaxes to knock down homes and shops in the hopes of creating fire breaks, spaces without buildings where the fire couldn't spread. Fire breaks worked in some places, but the flames were so fierce that they continued to spread. It wasn't until the winds died down that the fire finally began to lose its power. By the morning of September 6th, the fire was finally out. The damage was immense. Over 87,000 buildings had been destroyed, including 87 churches, many businesses, and countless homes. It's estimated that around 70,000 people were left homeless. The fire was a tragedy, but it also led to important changes. London had to be rebuilt from the ground up, and this time they would be more careful. Following the fire, new building codes were introduced, requiring that buildings be made of brick or stone rather than wood. These new buildings were far less likely to catch fire. In fact, the rebuilding of London became a symbol of the city's resilience. In 1667, King Charles II ordered that new fire safety laws be put in place. A fire insurance system was introduced, and a new way to fight fires with organized fire brigades was created. While it would still take many years for modern firefighting techniques to develop, the Great Fire of London paved the way for safer cities and better ways to protect people from fire. Today, London is a city with tall skyscrapers, beautiful parks, and much better fire safety. The lessons learned from the Great Fire of 1666 are still part of the city's planning today.